there are 18 political parties in Nigeria, but you'd hardly know it. With the dominance of the two main parties, the ruling All Progressives Congress and its main rival, the People's Democratic Party. As the presidential election approaches, smaller and lesser-known political parties will fancy their chances as the APC and the PDP battle internal strife and leadership problems. The third largest party, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, won the governorship election with Charles Soludo in Anambra State. But many of the aspirants have come out to actually announce their decisions to either contest or not to contest. Well, to discuss this, I'm joined now from Enugu by the former chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Senator Victor Umeh. All right, so good to have you, Senator Umeh, join us again. Good to see you in the new year. I mean, you've been quiet for some time. What has been happening? Are you planning to also to contest for the presidency? Are you consulting, and that's why you've not been making any statement? Because APGA has been very quiet when it comes to presidential aspirants.
Good evening, viewers. I don't think you've been keeping a tab on me. I've been speaking both on Arise News, AIT, and Channels Television. This is a season of intense politics in the sense that the general elections will be coming up next year, and the plum job will be also up for grabs, which is the presidential election. Somebody who will become president after Buhari. I think that is dominating the discussions in the polity now. I'm of APGA, and we are not quiet. We are queuing into the current events and also preparing. The election will be next year, and all the political parties are yet to roll out their programs to participate in that election. So when the time comes, APGA will roll out its own programs. But for the 2023 general elections, I assure you, APGA will fight for all the seats available in that election across the country.
And I would ask if you are not worried that as the third largest political party, no one has declared his aspiration to contest for the 2023 presidency under APGA. That's what I'm saying, because, I mean, you are a foundation member of APGA. We haven't heard so much from that party as regards the 2023 zoning of the presidency or not. And I was asking if you were not going to talk because you're consulting yourself to actually come out.
That's what you read in the papers. Of course, I've been a prominent member of this party right from its registration 20 years ago. So every election time, people will want to put my name forward for one thing or the other. Yeah, there are some people who are already circulating statements in the social media asking me to run for president. Yet again, our stakeholders in Anambra Central Senatorial District have gathered on the 27th of January to call on me to return to the Senate. So this is the way it is going. And in all the other political parties, people are just beginning to declare their interest. And, he's not the first person that says, I want to be president, that goes ahead to get the nod of his or her party. So we are still in the early stages of this. You're also not correct to say that nobody has declared interest to run for presidency through APGA. I'm sure that Right Honorable Professor Victor Umeh, the former Chief Judge of Anambra State, has declared interest to run for presidency through APGA. Other people are also consulting. And that contest is not something somebody will wake up in the morning and announce he's interested. People are consulting. And we are also watching events in the other parties. One critical thing that will influence the final decision of anybody to say, I want to run for president, will be what happens in the other political parties. APGA is very dominant in the southeast, you agree? And we have said it clearly that it is the southeast zone.
I will just ask you to just hold on right now while we go on this short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. You're still watching the Arise interview. Plenty more still ahead. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Arise interview, where we speak to the newsmakers as well as ordinary people doing extraordinary things around the world and featuring the voices at the heart of the stories. I'm Sumner Sambo, and we've been having this discussion with Senator Victor Umeh on the fortunes of the All Progressives Grand Alliance ahead of 2023 and the calls for a president of southeastern extraction. And I still have Senator Umeh here with me. And I'm sorry we had that initial glitch. I just want you to go ahead and conclude your thoughts.
Yes, I was saying that the former Chief Judge of Anambra State, retired Honorable Justice Professor Victor Umeh, had already declared his interest to run for presidency through APGA in 2023. In fact, he started making this move since 2 years now. And I'm aware that he's already going around the country. He was in Bauchi the other time. And I know very well that by tomorrow he will be in Lagos. The consultation is ongoing. And like I told you, the only just thing to do in 2023 will be for Nigeria to have a president from the Southeast zone. And APGA being a very strong party from here, even though a national party, we are looking at what is happening in the polity. You have said that APC and PDP are the places where people are declaring interests to run. Yes, we are seeing people declaring interest to run in PDP and APC from other zones in Nigeria outside the southeast, even though some people also declare interest to run from the southeast zone. So by the time these two big parties make the mistake of not bringing forward a candidate from the southeast for the presidency, I can tell you that a lot of people will want to run for presidency through APGA party. And to that extent, it is too early in the day for anybody to say these are where the big guys are coming out from. Because APGA may turn out to be the most sought-after party for that presidential election.
You said that APGA is waiting to harvest from defections that may come out of APC and PDP. Does that mean that APGA doesn't have a strategy on its own to drive a narrative that can win the presidency for it? Must you wait for people to defect from the APC or PDP before they can become stronger?
No, not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's too early in the day. People will study the developments in the polity and declare their interests. So I believe that in the next few months or so, many more people will declare interest to run for president through APGA. You see, people look at the events to be able to take their chances. And that being the case, it's even now too early to say who will contest through the PDP or through the APC. In the primaries, just a few names have cropped up. Many more people will still join the race in APC. I'm sure of that. I just read that Dr. Chris Nge will declare soon. Yes, but he has not declared. It is like that. Other people are watching. Mr. B. Peter said when the PDP zones the presidency to the south, he would declare to run. He has not declared. So everybody is watching the events, and with passage of time, more aspirants will emerge. And it is going to be so also in APGA as a political party. That's what I said. So, but as for presidency, APGA will field a presidential candidate in 2023 from the southeast zone of Nigeria. Take that one to the bank. we're going to run.
We hope that will assuage your feelings, the feelings of your members. But some critics will actually say that APGA has refused to become a national party. It continues to be a regional party, focusing more on the southeast. And if not that you had won Anambra election, I mean, you would have just been like any other of the 15 political parties that are on ground now that are not strong enough to be like the PDP or APC. How can you rebuild APGA to be a national party?
APGA is a national party. You know, it's when you begin to win elections everywhere, you know, that people will say you're a national party. Remember, Alliance for Democracy was a dominant party in the southwest of Nigeria. And in 1999, when this democracy returned after the exit of the military, Alliance for Democracy held the fort in the 6 states in the southwest of Nigeria. By the time we went through the 2003 general elections, Alliance for Democracy diminished to only 1 state, and that was Lagos State. It was from Lagos State that Bola Ahmed Tinubu rebuilt Alliance for Democracy, made it to grow, to capture more states, and from there went into transformations to Action Congress, of Nigeria, and then merged with APP and CPC to form the APC that is governing Nigeria today. There's no party you can say that it started as a national party. Alliance for Democracy didn't start as a national party. It was a regional party. But it went through growth to do things that made it possible for them to get to the center through merger processes and so on and so forth. So APGA is going to be very powerful in no distant time. And now that we are hoping on a reformed electoral process ahead of 2023 general elections, I'll tell you that APGA will spring surprises everywhere. By the time we are done with 2023, the state will have more states in its fold. I mean, the APGA will have more states in its fold, including winning on other places, you know, outside the Southeast zone. So what is important is for us to have credible elections so that you begin to have a reflection of how people vote when the results are announced. APGA will do well in Lagos. You know, any time you call for election, APGA will do well in the FCT. APGA will do well in any part of Nigeria because people who follow the party are living in all parts of Nigeria, even in the South. So the important thing is for us to have credible election. So all these big parties we are mentioning now, their strengths have blossomed because of election rigging in the past. Let's do the right thing in 2023, and then we run a check after the elections. You see that APGA is a party that has very latent electoral value across Nigeria that needs to be liberated through credible elections. Once we do that, there's no reason why APGA should not win elections in so many local governments in Lagos State, bringing National Assembly members and other people. So let's have credible election, then we'll know who is strong.
Sorry to cut you in there. You have just mentioned that Nigerians should take it to the bank that APGA is going to present a presidential candidate of southeastern extraction. And a lot of Nigerians who may have an interest in joining APGA from different parts of the country would want to question you if that is not excluding others who are from different parts of the country. Why should the APGA ticket just go to someone of a southeastern extraction who is possibly Igbo?
Well, I'm telling you that if you want Nigeria to be a truly united country, the justice of the matter requires that all political parties, including PDP and APC, should choose their presidential candidates from the southeast, where the zone is the only zone that has not produced president for Nigeria. And it makes me ponder how some people from the southwest to be wanting to be president of Nigeria in 2023. Obasanjo was president for 8 years between 1999 and 2007. Their son is also vice president now serving almost 8 years that will go with Buhari by 2023. And somebody from there wants to be president of Nigeria. And you want Nigeria to be a truly united country. When we went to the national conference in 2014, we agreed 492 eminent Nigerians were in that conference, and we agreed that there should be power rotation. Presidency should be rotated between the North and the South and across the geopolitical zones. Remember that in 1995 Constitutional Conference, Alex Ekweme proposed rotation again of the presidency and suggested these 6 zones that we have adopted. And he said that we should have a president and 6 vice presidents, so there shall be a sense of belonging across the country to promote national unity. When we came to national conference, we agreed on that rotation of presidency between North and South and across the geopolitical zones. Applying that principle of rotation between North and South and across geopolitical zones, it's only the Southeast that is yet to take its turn. The present president is from the Northwest, and anybody who is from Northwest that's trying to succeed President Buhari is insensitive to the call for national unity and cohesion. Then anybody from the Southwest, where Obasanjo has governed for 8 years, and the current vice president is there going to 8 years, anybody who is wanting to take the slot again is insensitive to the call for national unity. The South has had President Goodluck Jonathan. He completed President Yar'Adua's tenure and did 4 years before he lost to Buhari in 2015. So if Buhari goes, it means that power will rotate to the south of Nigeria by that principle of equity and fairness. And if you come to the south, Southwest has taken its turn through Obasanjo. The South has taken its turn through Goodluck Jonathan. And it's only the Southeast that will fill the gap now. So it's not about APGA saying that it's excluding every part of Nigeria. We're saying that all political parties should see the need to take their presidential candidates from the Southeast.
I mean that you don't believe in the merits.
It will heal a lot of...
Does that mean that you don't believe in merit? Because a lot of Nigerians say that they want a Nigerian president that can fix the nation irrespective of where he or she is from, not for the Southeast to just be waiting on zoning. So can't the Southeast produce a presidential candidate that is acceptable to all Nigerians based on his or her own merit, and not just the waiting for what some older politicians like yourself usually call turn-by-turn Nigeria Limited?
No, it's not about turn-by-turn Nigeria Limited. That is the hypocrisy that has been holding Nigeria down. When people play ostrich to things that are real, things that will bring harmony in nation building, they will continue to say these things. If you talk about people who are qualified to provide very good leadership to Nigeria at the level of presidency, Southeast has greater number of qualified persons than most zones in Nigeria. Is it by education? Is it by experience? Is it by exposure? What is that merit we are talking about? We have technocrats, we have statesmen, we have people who have the capacity to run the office of president of Nigeria and bring prosperity to the Nigerian nation. So if you continue to go on with the political conspiracy in Nigeria that has continued to shut out the Southeast from producing the president for Nigeria, you will be making a mistake. In 1999, was Dr. Alex Ekweme not more qualified than President Olusegun Obasanjo? And he was sabotaged and left. Somebody who had a PhD in architecture. He had a degree in law. He was former vice president of Nigeria. So what is happening here is that there is a conspiracy, that the Southeast will not produce president. That is the thing holding Nigeria
by
down.
Some people who are from the Southeast in the PDP. Well, when we come back from this break, I've been told we have to go on the short break now. When we come back from this break, I want to ask you that question. We've been speaking with Senator Victor Umeh of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. We have to go on this short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Horizon TV. I'm Sumner Sambo, and I still have the former chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Senator Victor Umeh, here with me. We've been discussing the smaller political parties in Nigeria and what hopes they have in breaking the dominance of the main political parties come 2023. And Senator Umeh, I was asking if the Southeast intellectuals, politicians are not part of the sabotage that you talked about that stopped an Alex Ekwueme from emerging as a presidential candidate of the PDP in that Jos convention.
Who are you referring to from the Southeast who have done that in Jos?
Well, there were so many of your...
Talk about intellectuals. Most
prominent people, including Chief Emmanuel Wanyanwu and all of that, who had the means to actually support an Alex Ekwueme, but because they had a certain tendency to support a general who was Olusegun Obasanjo then, they ditched Ekwueme and supported him, and that was to your own disadvantage. So who do you blame? Because Ekwueme had all it takes to actually win that.
Founding member.
Go ahead.
I'm coming. I was a founding member of the PDP, and I can tell you pointedly that in Jos, the Southeast intellectuals and politicians put their weight behind Dr. Alex Ekwueme. Alex Ekwueme was stopped by the Nigerian conspiracy between some geopolitical zones that would not want an Igbo man to be president. It was not, Ekwueme's failure did not come from the Southeast. He was sabotaged by the people from the northern part of Nigeria, if you like, and the Southwest. And they have always collaborated in this power conspiracy against the Igbos. That should be thrown away, because we've passed that stage where we continue to use certain prejudices to decide our political actions. If you have somebody that is credible, that is in a position to serve the country and bring prosperity to the country, you have to support the person. When we started in PDP, we said that anybody who will be the president candidate of PDP must win his electoral ward, his local government, and possibly the state. In the local government election that was conducted on the 5th of December, 1998, when we went to that election, which was a condition given by the party, PDP won in the whole Southeast, everywhere. Alliance for Democracy won in the entire Southwest. By then, Obasanjo was in prison. And with a conspiracy that I'm pointing at, they went and brought out Obasanjo from the prison and put him into the election. He lost his electoral ward to Alliance for Democracy. He lost his local government. He lost his state. And they changed the criteria. That was how Ekwueme was stopped. It wasn't from the Southeast people. Yes, someone like Jim Nwobodo contested in that election, but Jim Nwobodo did not make any impact. It wasn't Jim Nwobodo that stopped the election.
And there's been this discussion of lack of elite consensus when it comes to the Southeast. But as we try to round off this conversation now, why do you think smaller political parties stand a chance in the 2023 election? You were a foundation member of PDP, for example, like you have talked about. Despite the failure of PDP to give the Southeast a presidential ticket since 1998, when it was formed, a lot of people in the Southeast still want to vote the PDP into power. Do you think that APGA can break this jinx?
We will certainly do that. We are watching them. And I've told you exactly what transpired. I resigned from the PDP in 2001 because of what they did to Alex Ekwueme in Jos. And since 2002 that we registered APGA, I have remained a member of APGA till date, 20 years. I've never moved from the party to any other party. Because this injustice, we talk about it, people who do not feel it, think that we are just making noise. No, we have to unite Nigeria. Everybody must be given equal opportunity. We must be equal citizens in this country. This is the sensitive thing that is holding Nigeria down. And if you continue to exclude people, then you won't make any progress. Let me ask you, Among all the presidential aspirants that have started showing their faces or rearing their heads in this election that's coming in 2023, put them side by side with those who are saying they want to be president, whether from the north or from the southwest or even the south-south. How many of them can parade the type of education that aspirants from the southeast have? I've been reading the papers, I've been studying what is going on. Someone like Emeka Majoba is a lawyer, he's an APC. Ngige is a medical doctor, a former senator, a former governor. He is a minister now, and he's in APC. And they're looking for people who are qualified. Pius Anyim is in PDP. He's a lawyer. He was former Senate president. He was former secretary to the government of Federation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And people who have questionable certificates from other parts of Nigeria are saying that they are the ones that will govern Nigeria. What type of story is that? If not for the way we think, we will not be taking any decision other than to get a president from the southeast for Nigeria and unite the whole country. You talk about small.
Isn't that because the southeastern leaders have failed to reach out with other parts of the country? Because you're just waiting for the presidency to be given to you. Have you started the negotiation? We have seen people from the southeast reaching out to different parts of the country, those from the north reaching out to those in the southwest, and even the east. Yet we don't see those from the southeast doing that.
You're not being fair, Sambo, to the southeast. Pius Anyim has gone around Nigeria. I've been reading in the papers. I'm not saying that it must be Pius Anyim, but I'm telling you that as those from the other parts of Nigeria are traversing Nigeria, the people from the southeast are also going around. It's not correct to say that the southeast people are waiting for somebody to come and dash them the presidency. Somebody like Professor Kingsley Moghalu, the former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, he ran in 2019 and he's running again. You know, if you talk about qualification, who among those who are saying that they must produce the president from their own area can have the type of exposure and experience he has, both education and corporate experience, you know? So it is a matter of lifting the veil and now agree that Southeast is part of Nigeria.
Very interesting conversation.
So it's not about the quality of candidates or moving, yes.
Interesting conversation. That's why I started this interview by asking if you yourself was going to come out in 2023, but you have just been dodging and dodging despite people calling on you. But as you try,
no. Do you want me to run for president? I'm asking you, Sambo. Do you want me to run?
Well, our audience will answer you very quickly. How's the preparation for the inauguration of Governor-elect Charles Soludo going in the in APGA ahead of March?
Yes, we are ready for a change of guards. Governor Willie Obiano has almost finished his tenure, and by 17th of March, constitutionally, he must hand over to the governor-elect. Everything is in top gear to get it done, and the governor-elect has put up a transition committee that's working very hard to prepare programs for him and aid him in making a smooth takeover of government.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been an interesting conversation here, and of course politicians will always tell you they are not interested in power until you see their names on the ballot. Well, that's how it's been for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye and thank you for watching.